So today is an interesting day within the crypto market, and it's been a little bit since we've gone over an overall crypto market update. So today we're going to do just that. We're going to be talking about base chain as well. That's going to be heavily focused on throughout the video. But right now, I just want to open it up and kind of talk about the overall status of the crypto market and where we can expect to go from here. Now, there's actually two possibilities within where we could go next. And so we'll be discussing those very, very shortly. So specifically looking at Bitcoin, since this is a very big indicator of what's going to happen within the markets or just the overall status of the crypto markets, Bitcoin has been performing very, very well. We saw it near 99,000. Well, it hit 99,000, but it did not end up hitting that 100,000 range. And today it even dropped below 98,000. So we've kind of been just bouncing around 98, 99, and now 97,000, staying in these kind of support levels. So realistically, we do not know what the next move is with Bitcoin. And what that means with the alt season is, of course, we have Bitcoin dominance dropping, which is a very good sign. Money has been flowing into those older altcoins such as XRP, which is also a good sign. We've seen money go from Bitcoin to those high caps, but we haven't seen money really do or flow much into Ethereum, which I found interesting. I guess we hit that $3,300 mark, which maybe, I guess you can say that is where we saw maybe that Ethereum money go into those high caps, but realistically, we're still so early to even say what is really happening. We could just make these observations. Now, again, what this means is I see Bitcoin kind of staying at the support level, and there's different viewpoints. Again, like I said there's two different viewpoints where we could bring up where Bitcoin could possibly go next. I think Bitcoin has a chance of going down even further and maybe having a correction, as I feel there is one due. But we did think that when the election was there, we thought a correction was due when we had that election pump, and that didn't happen. We shot up to where we are now. So now we're even waiting for maybe even a bigger correction, where maybe even at 80,000 to 76,000 Bitcoin is possible in the near future if that correction comes. Because you guys have to understand, we're very early into the alt season. I mean, I don't even know if we could consider an alt season being here. We're very early into the bulk of the bull market. So realistically, if a correction happens, that's totally fine for the long run. And by long run, I mean 4 to 5 months. So it's very interesting to see what's going to happen next. And before we get further into the video, and before I start, advising or on what I'm doing and things like that, just understand none of this is financial advice. This is all my personal opinion. I just have to clarify that. So basically, what we see happening in the second scenario, which who honestly knows, is we see kind of us staying at the support level, but then we push even higher, breaking that 100,000 and then pumping even harder from there. That is a genuine possibility. So both those possibilities are going to be fine in terms of long-term overall bullish sentiment. Again, I think it's going to be better off if we push above $100,000 Bitcoin, because the more money into Bitcoin, the more money to flow into altcoins. So if we are able to get that push very soon to that 100,000 Bitcoin, then we'd have really good looks for the future of the alt season. But even then, again, an $80,000 Bitcoin correction, realistically, it's not that big of a deal, because we're looking at a 5 to 6 month outlook for our alts to sell. So I am not particularly concerned of what happens right now. More so, I'm just bullish more on the outlook of that 5 to 6 months and making sure everything is aligned for that still to happen. So that's kind of where we are in the crypto market currently from my point of view. So I don't think base, and now we're getting into base, I don't think base has gotten as much attention. It hasn't really gotten any as it should be and as it will potentially have. I think base is going to be the biggest narrative this cycle, because Coinbase is going to be the biggest exchange that people are going to be flowing money into and from into altcoins. So I'm very bullish on the base ecosystem. I've made that very clear throughout my videos. And I think in just the more we've gone into things, the more I've believed and been convicted on that idea. And so holding my positions in base such as Aerodrome Finance, Well or Moonwell, I'm holding Alien Base, I'm holding Talent Protocol. I'm holding these positions in anticipation that once base gets the love that it should have, base coins are going to skyrocket. Aerodrome should easily touch a 10 billion to 15 billion plus market cap, which is only a 10 to 15x from here. Where you have to understand, in a face melting bull run or alt season, a coin like Render is going to 10, 20x. So I believe Aerodrome has that potential. Even comparing it to Uniswap, a 10, $15 billion market cap compared to Uniswap's all-time high market cap of 22 billion is of course less than Uniswap. So and Aerodrome's outpacing Uniswap and TVL. It's been consistently doing that. So for a coin that's doing better than Uniswap, basing it lower than Uniswap, we still have a very, very good run. So that is my personal opinion on Aerodrome. I think you can find a bunch of really strong coins in the base ecosystem. Again, I am very, very convicted in my positions. My top 2 convictions, I'd say, out of those 4 that I just mentioned are Moonwell and Aerodrome. And Moonwell, I just added a bunch to that. I'm very excited to see what happens with this coin, as it essentially just does serve as the bank of base, as we covered yesterday. I'm very, very bullish on this project for the long term. Short term, I am honestly looking at technical analysis. We can maybe see kind of some support levels here and then maybe a next leg up, but it really depends on what the overall market sentiment looks like. And that's something I always want to continue to reiterate. There's so many factors that go into just price predictions or just the overall market predictions, such as politics, such as, just narratives. There's so many different factors that you have to take into consideration in order to make sound predictions on just overall markets. And again, base has not had the run that I expected to have, and I expect it to be a gigantic run for those of us in now. I think when traction starts getting into base and when base is in the middle of its run, even people getting in to coins like this maybe could still 3 to 4x when we're in the middle of the base cycle. But obviously that's a lot more significant for us who are in it currently, as they're the only ones really in the base narrative are those crypto specific people such as us, who are more, who've been in crypto long term and are understanding the narratives. And I just want to understand, or help you guys understand, how early we genuinely are, because the only people really in crypto like we are in terms of altcoins are people who are into crypto like on X, like all the time. This is one of our biggest hobbies. It's like the hobbyists are into crypto right now, or the full crypto investors. We are currently the ones controlling the markets currently, compared, or as well alongside your government institutions and other things as well. We are basically failing things right now. So getting retail to flood into the markets, I think is going to make such a huge difference for those of us who are sitting here currently. So the alt season's still on. Base is going to be, in my opinion, one of the biggest narratives. I'll say this time and time again. And yeah, if it was me, I'm going to continue to load up. If we have any more dips, I'm going to continue to load up on my allocations and make sure that I am fully prepared to capitalize on this once in a lifetime event that we have right in front of us. It keeps showing signs that it's going to happen. It already pretty much is. I mean, Bitcoin almost at 100,000. I would not have even believed that in the beginning of the year, and here we are. So a lot of progress is being made. It will be exciting to see what happens in November or December. So very hyped, guys, to see what happens this cycle. Stay strong, stay convicted on what you believe in, and hold your bags, guys. And with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.